What's going on, YouTube? In today's video, we're going to be going over some mistakes that is hindering your progress in Apex Legends, whether it's your KD, whether it's just improving at the game in general, getting more kills, or getting more wins. We're going to help you fix all these problems in today's video, so stick around. Before this video does begin, I do want to encourage you guys to hit that subscribe button with notifications on to know when I post. If you're interested in any Apex Legends tips, settings, gameplays, you name it, anything Apex Legends, I probably have it on this channel. So like I said, hit that subscribe button. And also, I do stream on Twitch almost every day. So down in the description, there will be a link. Just click that link and head over to my Twitch and catch me when I'm live. I'd love to interact with you guys. And I also play with subs on Sundays. Without further ado, though, let's get into some mistakes that every Apex Legends player makes. Alright, so mistake number one is going to be called ego challenging, and for anybody who's new to the shooter genre, ego challenging is a term when a player tries to fight another player on a separate team 1v1 and just simply tries to outgun them without retreating behind cover if needed. Now, in other words, they think that they are the better player solely based on their aim. Now, I'll admit that I do this a decent amount of the time, and I can guarantee you that every single person watching this video has done it at least once during their first-person shooter careers. The thing is that most of us don't actually mean to ego challenge people. It kind of just happens on accident because we don't pay attention to our health and just want the kill at the end of the fight in general. The problem with doing this is that most of the time, either another enemy will shoot us from a different angle, or you're simply gonna just lose the fight some of the time, or miss most of your shots. This then leads to your team being at a disadvantage moving forward in the fight. Now, the solution to ego challenging is to bring yourself back down to earth and realize when you need to heal up and take cover. One of two things will be pretty obvious at the beginning of the fight with the other team. Number one is that they're gonna be a really good team and they're hitting most of their shots on you. In this case, you're going to need to always be ready to duck behind cover and heal if needed. This is only when you know that their gun skill is just as good, if not a little better than yours. Number two is that they aren't the most skilled players and they're missing most of their shots at the beginning of the gunfight. In this case, you can get a little more aggressive and push out into the open to kill them, purely knowing that your gun skill and movement will swing the fight in your favor. Mistake number two that a lot of players make is not taking advantage of your surroundings. Now, a big problem with a lot of players that I encounter on a game-to-game basis is that they will almost feed me kills by running out into open fields and rushing without any cover around them. Now, trust me when I say if you run into a good player and you're stuck out in the open, they will destroy you and you won't get a chance to react before they do it. The only way to combat this is to be always using your surroundings wisely. If you see someone, no matter if they're very close to you or if you can see them in the distance, you should always be using every piece of cover and every little bit of terrain to your advantage. Alright guys, welcome to the firing range. I quickly wanted to show you how to close the gap during gunfights using your surrounding cover from high ground, the same level as we are on right now, and from the low ground during gunfights. So we're going to start with the low ground, and we're going to say that we are positioned right here. This is where we're going to start the gunfight, from right here, and our objective is to get over to there, okay? So right now the enemy is poached up right there. They're looking down at us and we don't really have a great angle on us because they're head glitching us. Alright, so the goal for us is to get over to there by just using surrounding cover and without being shot as much as possible. So our first move, if the enemy is camping up there or he's just holding the high ground, is probably going to be to move to these little steps because they provide the most cover. So let's see, we move right in front of us right here. Let's say we try to move to here. There's not much cover right here. He's seeing most of our body, right? But instead, if we head over to these blocks over here, we can crouch behind it and all he's probably seeing is our heads. Now from this angle, we can make a mad dash to there or even just use these rocks. And using these rocks would be way more effective because he can't see any of our body from this area. Okay, now once we're here, we take some shots at him. Let's say we hit him a couple times. That's when you're going to want to move up to this rock, and then you are good as gold right here, right? Well, unless we can't get up this hill. Okay, now we're not good as gold. You can just get up this little step. Now we are good from here. Okay, now you would just scale the wall up, making it almost impossible for him to hit you. If he's peeking from this angle, you're just going to take some shots at him and then move on to this rock. Okay, you know what I mean? You just got to use cover all the way around, okay? It's going to make it a lot harder for him to hit you if you're right next to cover the whole time. Or what he's going to do is he's going to jump off. He's going to get antsy. He's going to make the mistake. That's what we want in this situation. He's going to see that you're right here, but he can't take a shot on you because it's an awkward angle, right? Everybody knows that this is the worst shot to take, is the downward angle. But he's not going to want to miss too many bullets, so he's going to like do something like this, jump off. And then once he does that, that's your chance. He jumps off, bop, 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 and you got him dead. You know what I mean? All right, now when we're on even ground, we're going to say the enemy is right behind here, and you are starting over here, right? Let's say you're just starting right here. This is on even ground, okay? First move right here is going to be moving behind these boxes, okay? You want to make sure that your time out in the open is very limited unless the other enemy is out in the open as well. But if he's like holding a head glitch right here, your first move is going to want to be to get behind this. And now you just close the gap like this, hop on top, get over here, and then you're right in the fight, okay? Say he was head glitching right here. Now you're right here. Take a couple shots, get a couple shots off on him, and boom. You're finishing him off right there. So on the low ground, it's going to be a little different. You're going to want to wait till you have most of the damage on the person, and hopefully they're not hugging cover like we were showing in the previous clips there. But let's say he's just starting right behind here. You get a couple shots off on him, then you move up. You always want to be holding high ground, so we move right onto another piece of high ground because he was behind here. And bop, 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 bop. Get him low, and then we can just keep pushing up and get the kill. So that is quickly how to move from cover to cover from 3 different angles. I hope you guys did enjoy that little tutorial, and we're going to move on to the next mistake. Mistake number 3 is going to be not using the correct angles for gunfights. Now, this mistake is kind of confusing and kind of hard to nail down to a T because it's going to change according to what area of the map you're fighting in, if you have high ground or not, or if you have cover nearby you or not. So what I mean by using the correct angles is that you want as little of your body to be showing as possible during gunfights. Now let's hop into the firing range real quick so I can show you some examples of what I mean and try to explain it to the best of my abilities. Alright everybody, welcome back to the firing range. In this little portion of the video, I want to show you how to use the correct angles during gunfights, okay? So the main objective of using angles during gunfights is to not show as much of your body as possible and be seeing as much of the enemy's body as possible. So I'm going to give you a couple different scenarios. Let's say this is the first angle we're working with, first piece of cover that we are working with right here. What I'm going to want to do is be crouched and barely showing my head. This is the angle I want to take during this gunfight with this piece of cover. It's going to change, adjusting according to whatever piece of cover you have around at the moment, but this is going to be the first one, and this is the angle that I would be using. You see how I can see all of the enemy's body if he's out in the open, but what he's going to be seeing is barely your head right here. Nothing more, nothing less, okay? So he's not going to be able to get a clear shot off on you, and you are going to have his whole body just like a normal shot. It's just going to save you a ton of health, guys, and probably save you from going down most of the time. So here's another angle. Let's say you're peeking the right side. I would probably be peeking this angle, this little angle. Popping out, popping back in. You know what I mean? Rotating in between cover. If I wanted to move up to this one, this is a great head glitch right here. Again, you can see the enemy right here if he's below, or if he does hop up on this head glitch, you can use this right here. As for low ground goes, hold on. Just gonna use this as low ground or high ground. As for high ground goes, let's say an enemy is running up to you right here. Okay, what you're gonna want to do is barely peek over again. It's just gonna be the same for every piece of cover pretty much, unless you are peeking on the right side of cover. Okay, if they're coming at you from the same level and you're peeking from, let's say, the right side of a structure, that's where you want to be peeking from, not the left, because more of your gun is on the right side of your body. I've said it in so many videos now, and it is so true. Look at the angle I get from the right side compared to the left. Okay, this is the right side. I can fully see the enemy coming, and this is going to be the left side. So try to peek structures from the right side if possible. Let's move on to the next mistake, guys. Now, I think I've went over this in a couple videos now, but I haven't really dove into depth on this common mistake that I see a lot of players making all the time. Do not give up high ground unless you have a severe advantage in the gunfight. I can't tell you how many times I see my random teammate Timmy push off the top of a building in Skull Town when he has one guy low just to get beamed by the other 2 enemy teammates, and then he spam pings his banner for him to get up. Like, stop doing this, Timmy. You're costing the team, man. It's your own fault that you're dead, man, not ours. Instead, what Timmy should have done is waited for the enemy team to make a mistake. Once they make a mistake while you're on high ground and you get 1 or 2 of them knocked, and you know for 100% positive that nobody is going to third party you from behind, that's when you should be pushing them and going all out to try to get the team wipe. Communicating this to your teammates will not only help you win more gunfights, but it will also save you the headache of hearing that horrible banner ping sound from your teammates when they mess up. Now, before this video ends, I do want to encourage you to go down to the pinned comment, click that link, and vote for Sweatband to join Sword Gaming. I have the very rare opportunity. I'm in the top 40 Apex Legends content creators, and I need your vote. Every single one of you guys, Timmy, Jimmy, Bobby, Joseph, I need every single person's vote. Please, guys, it would mean the world to me. And comment done or comment source Sweatband when you guys have voted down below. I love you guys. I will catch you in tomorrow's video. Peace out.